This is a video that's been making its rounds recently on the internet. Let's see what this woman has to say for herself.
What do you expect on a monthly basis for financially?
From him?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm spoiled.
No, as soon as they said it's sports, it's gonna be a ticket.
What's that mean?
What's that range?
Because it's good insight. Because we just have these hypothetical conversations all the time. But just somebody you're like in the top 1% of girls that's actually you're exposed to that life, right? Like so, what is you're saying you're spoiled? What does that mean?
Spoiled means I need you to be able to keep up with my lifestyle if you want to be with me.
What does that mean?
Ladies, take notes. Take notes, because it'll work on the self. I have a lifestyle I expect to keep. Yep.
You should be able to do it for me too. And if I can't depend on you to be able to handle what I have on my plate, then there's no reason for me and you to be together. Because that means you're gonna hold me back, and that means I'm gonna have to be looking out after you.
What about love?
What does that mean? Financially, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Off top, there seems to be a certain level of entitlement here. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of comical to me, just the way that people think. But I'm not knocking her. I don't think that it's particularly wrong to have a certain premium on yourself, to know what it is that you want, to have certain baselines that you want to live at. I don't think that that's automatically a wrong thing. I don't think that that's, inherently something that's too much to ask for. But let's continue.
What does that mean? Monthly? What does that mean? Roughly.
Numbers?
Yes.
Yeah.
45, 50.
$50,000. So you need $50,000 a month.
What is true? I can give you the paperwork right now.
No,
Listen.
I'm not saying that you're not getting it. But hold on, you got a contract?
Listen.
You signed contract? They signed contracts?
But if you allow me, let's say my partner doesn't allow me to work, I am gonna look at you and say, are you paying all my bills? Because in order for me to sit down, somebody have to pay all my bills. And not just my bills, I need extra money, because you can't give me my bill money and then I'm left with nothing.
Yeah.
I need money to save too.
You're flat, yep.
And that's honestly, that's what really becomes expensive, because my bills alone are already really high.
Yeah.
So I need a little bit more, not just for hair, nails and stuff, but I need a little bit more because I need to be able to save, and I need a backup. Because after we break up or anything happens in between me and you, I need security, and so I can find not another job, but you know what I mean? So I can get back into what I used to do before. I don't require my man to do it. Do I expect it? Yes. Does he have to? No. But you can't ask me not to work if you're not willing to handle and take care of all my bills. And plus.
When you say paperwork, what were you referring to? You have a contract that you make them sign?
No, meaning like I can show you guys how I've been built.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like a really crazy number, honestly, but it's not just my house where I live at. I have other properties, they gotta get paid, some.
It sounds crazy to me. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't going to play with you. I ain't going to sugarcoat it, or at least sugarcoat it too much. I try to be respectful of others, their thoughts and their opinions. Obviously, she's speaking her piece, she's speaking her mind. But to speak plainly, this just sounds ridiculous to me. Maybe it's because I'm not a professional athlete. I don't know what it's like to pull in 50 bands a month, 50 racks a month, $50,000. If you want to keep the slang out of it. This just sounds absurd. And this is like crazy because, like, what happened to marriage? Is marriage even a factor in this money amount? Is love? That's what, was that Ian? One of the guys asked about, what about love? And that seems to not be a factor. Or maybe it is. I don't want to presume anything, but for what's here, what we have to go on, what we have to go with, this is a trip. It's a trip. It's funny to me how modern society has gravitated towards the material possessions. Now, that's been there for a long time, for a number of years, but it seems like before there used to be a bit of a balance. you'd hear people talk about the sanctity of marriage, the holiness of marriage. Marriage is an institution. And maybe you still hear it, but I don't hear that quite as often. And just her talking like this makes me think of marriage. Just like, man, but like taking that out of there, like, what's in it for the guy who agrees to this? Like, okay, $50,000, that ain't nothing. I'm with it. Like, what comes along with that? What's the perks? What's the point? What are we lining this up with? Like, what about the guy who says, look, I only got $20,000 a month? You know, like, what does he get for that package deal? What does that include? Like, you get this much, but the rest, no, you can't get that unless you got the $50,000 or more. This just sounds crazy to me. But to each his own. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Peace.